Hello everyone, I am Aaliyah Dhawan from IRA Smart Start and this is the part 2 of grade 7 physics heat. So today's first topic we are going to cover is temperature. Temperature is a measurement of the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. Here's a fun fact. Fun facts are always fun to learn in science, right? Did you know snakes can sense temperature by seeing? They can see a living thing in a different color than their surroundings due to the difference of temperature in the bodies. This makes it easier for them to sense and catch a prey. You can see in these pictures how the horse and the dog are of the different colors compared to their background. This is just due to their temperature. Coming back to our topic, thermometer. So we can measure temperature using a device called thermometer. It's made of substance called mercury. It can be used in hospitals, it can be used in labs also. There are many types of thermometers. First thermometer we are going to learn about is the lab thermometer. It's basically used in labs. Making a lab thermometer. Materials used for making a lab thermometer are many in list, but here are the main ones, which is a glass tube, a glass rod, and mercury. Reasons to use mercury. The reason we choose the substance mercury to build the thermometer is that it can change its size on the change of temperature, like it expands when the temperature increases and its height decreases when the temperature decreases. Procedure. Mercury is put in the bulb at the end of the glass tube as shown in the diagram below. So this red thing in the bulb at the end of the tube is mercury. Then this tube is put into a glass tube as shown in the diagram. So this is the mercury tube. The thin red tube is the same tube we just saw. In the bottom, red mercury is collected just so when the heat will flow into it, then it can flow in a very easy manner. How to know what temperature it is? And now if I talk to you, I need to say some degree or some number to make my topic correct or make my point right, correct? I just cannot say that you are hot. I need to say the temperature, right? So how do they make out what temperature the body or the object is? Let's see how they do that. So they take it and put it in a bucket of ice cold water. Then the place where the mercury ends up, they mark it as 0. After some time, they put it in boiling water, and where the mercury ends up this time is marked as 100. Then they mark many small points between 1 and 0. This is called the Celsius scale. This is a Celsius scale. Some more information about the lab thermometer. A lab thermometer is used in labs. It has to be kept upright in order to read the temperature, and as soon as you remove it from the substance, it changes drastically. So if you have been to a doctor's clinic, this might not be the same description, right? Because the doctor removes the thermometer from your mouth and reads your temperature, right? And that's correct. That's a different type of thermometer, and it's called the clinical thermometer, which is used in clinics and hospitals. A clinical thermometer. A clinical thermometer measures degrees between 35 degrees Celsius and 42 degrees Celsius. Now you might be wondering, why not above or below that? This is because the temperature of a human body can be around this temperature only. How does the clinical thermometer retain its reading even after it's removed from the patient's mouth? A lab versus a clinical thermometer. So the question is the same, right? How does the clinical thermometer retain its reading even after the doctor removes it from your mouth? If you go really closely, then you can see that the mercury columns in both of them are not the same. If you take a magnifying glass, then you can see that there is a kink in the clinical thermometer. A kink is nothing but a kind of a bump. So what happens is, when they measure your temperature, they let the mercury go up, they put a kink in between while it's climbing up, and then they let it go. Now when the mercury expands beyond that, the column breaks, and at the kink, when you start contracting, the part of the top remains there. That's why the mercury stays there and the doctors are able to know your temperature. Magnified view of a clinical thermometer. So this bumpy part is also called as the kink. Okay, and in this picture, this is the kink. Now the question that might come to your mind is, what if we want to use the thermometer? So after the doctor is done checking your temperature, you must have seen the nurse shaking it really hard as if she wants to break it, right? But the nurse shakes the thermometer so the mercury goes down in the bulb and the thermometer can be used again. Mercury is a poisonous substance, and in the shaking process it may start leaking, which would be risky for the patient. This is the reason why many hospitals are switching from the mercury thermometer to a digital one, and this is a digital thermometer. Here are some of the devices you can know about. Thank you for watching this video. This was the part 2 of heat physics for class 7. The part 3 will be coming soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.